Hi guys, it's Julie from cookedbyjulie.com. Today we're making some delicious homemade pillowy soft jelly donuts. So let's hurry and get started. Okay, so these are not baked donuts. These are real donuts made with dough, and they're the best donuts ever, I promise. Let's start off with some warm water and yeast. The water, it can't be too hot because it will kill the yeast, and if it's too cold, it won't activate it. So warm water at about 110 degrees. Give it a stir and let it sit for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, you want to add in all of the wet ingredients, which include whole milk, eggs, salt, sugar, melted vegetable shortening, and vanilla extract. You want to mix that just until it's nice and incorporated. Don't be intimidated by working with yeast or dough. It's the easiest thing ever, and once you start baking breads and donuts, you won't be able to stop, especially around the holidays. Okay, so you want to add the all-purpose flour about a cup at a time. Once you're done adding all of it, it may be a bit sticky, and that's exactly how you want it. You want it to be slightly sticky because if not, it'll result in dry donuts. If your dough is too sticky, just add about a quarter cup of flour and work from there. I placed the dough on a floured working surface, kneaded it by hand for about a minute or two. I like my dough to feel human hands, and I then placed it in a greased bowl, covered it, and placed it in a warm place for about 2 hours. 2 hours later, I placed it back on my work surface, and you want to lightly flour both sides so that it doesn't stick to your work surface or the rolling pin. You want to roll this to about a 1/2 inch thickness. And at this point, I know exactly what you're thinking. Nobody has time for this, Julie. Wrong. I literally worked for about 15 minutes on this recipe. Most of the time, the dough is just sitting still, and these donuts are so worth it, but so worth it. They don't have any weird ingredients, all natural ingredients, unless there's something weird in yeast that I don't know about. Okay, you may use a cookie cutter, biscuit cutter, just make sure it's round, and this recipe will give you about 18 donuts. And as always, to get this complete recipe along with written instructions, go on over to my website, cookedbyjulie.com, and make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook because it's free. Once you're done cutting out the donuts, you want to go ahead and cover them and let them rest for about 1 hour. And that's it. You're done waiting around. Now it's time to fry these delicious, pillowy, soft, most delicious donuts ever. I fried them for about 1 minute on each side. Yes, I like to use chopsticks to flip them over. And then you want to let them cool before filling them with jelly and dusting them with a little sugar. Once you're done frying the donuts, you want to let them cool before filling them. You may fill these 2 different ways. One is through the sides, like I'm doing. I like to use a chopstick, again, to form a hole from one side to the other, and I then fill them using a piping bag. I didn't use a tip, but I highly recommend using one. And of course, you can also fill them through the bottom, like so. I really like using raspberry seedless jelly for this, but you may use blueberry, strawberry, fig, jam, whatever you like. I prefer topping these off with powdered sugar over granulated sugar, but you may use either or. Growing up, I hated the powdered jelly donuts, but I feel like bakeries overdo it with the powdered sugar. They just pack on way too much. That's probably why I didn't like it, but now I love, love, love these. A little goes a long way, so just dust them. This may be a lot to some, but to me, it's perfect. Definitely give these donuts a try. They were so delicious. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Let me know if you do. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching.